welcome back to my channel. So first for this look, I'm going to start off with the Glam Glo Moisturizer. It has a nice glowy tint to it, so it will give a nice sheen to my skin. And then I went in with my Too Faced HangoverRx primer. This is just going to help the foundation stay all through the night or whenever. You want to make sure you still have a primer on when you are wearing Halloween makeup. Then I just went in with my Makeup Forever foundation and my Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation. I just blended this in with a beauty blender, and then I also put this down onto my neck. Now I'm just going to take my Nars concealer in vanilla. I'm just going to apply this how I usually would on a regular day. So I'm now going in with my Aveda translucent setting powder. I am using this to bake and to set my whole face. I unfortunately did run out of my Laura Mercier powder and I have to go get another one. So I'm just blending this all in with a brush and on my neck as well. I then went in with my Too Faced Chocolate Soil Bronzer powder. I'm just using a Morphe brush and I'm putting this in the hollows of my cheeks, the top of my forehead, my jawline, and then I'm also going to contour my nose with this a little bit. After contouring, I'm just going to take my NYX pencil, brow pencil in taupe, and I'm just going to draw my brows on. So starting with my eye makeup for the pumpkin, I'm going to go in with my Tartellet Bloom palette, and then I'm just going to take that shade as a transition color. I'm just using this crease brush and fluffy brush from Morphe, and I was just building that until it was pretty dark, how I liked it. And then I just kept blending that in so there was no harsh lines. And then I went in with this darker color in the palette and just added that to it just to enhance that transition color we used. And I'm just going to blend that as well. Just blend, blend, blend. I also am bringing that dark color down onto my bottom lash line as well. And then I used this little pointy brush and started making a upside down triangle and kind of bringing that down. After that, I went in with this e.l.f. palette. This is really old, I've had it forever, and I just took that grayish, blackish color and just added that to my eyes on top of those colors that I've already used just to enhance them a lot more. And I also apply that to the bottom as well. Here I started putting on some orange along the black that I put down on my eye. I was just using a cream face paint, blah, blah, from Spirit Halloween store. I was also just putting this in the inner corners of my eye as well, and then I also was making a triangle on top of my eyelid. So this was just going to be a base for the glitter I will be applying. I decided to put on a orangey yellow eyeshadow just to enhance that orange. I used it from the Elf palette. I did not show it, I forgot, because I was just kind of going with it. But I used this just to enhance it, and then I added more of the orange paint. I put it on my brow bone, and then I also added it on top of the shadow again, and then put the shadow over it again, just to kind of make it more orange. So now I went in with the black face paint. I started to trace out that triangle I made with the black, and I added a lot to that. And then I also just started to make a little bit more of a point at the bottom. Take my hand and we'll go away to a different place. Float on air. I also added the black onto my eyelid as well and traced out the orange line just so it looked even and even darker. Here I'm just taking my NYX glitter glue. I'm using this as a base for my glitter. I got this glitter from Michael's, I believe. Very inexpensive, and just be careful not to get this into your eye, or else your eyes might sting or get really irritated. So just be careful while applying this. So I was just applying this in a downward triangle in that part where we traced out the black. And then I also was putting this on top of my eyelid as well. So here I just added in that darker shadow I used from the Tartellet palette just to contour my cheekbones more, just so they looked more like dead or grungy. I don't know. Just so they looked more sunken. So then I went in with the black face paint again, and I started just carving out my nose very carefully. You want to make sure you're taking your time with this part. It did take me a while to do the mouth, but this part was pretty easy. So it was basically just making like an upside down teardrop, I guess you would call it. Yeah. So here I finally just started making my mouth. So I kind of was replicating if you were to carve an actual pumpkin. So I did a mouth like an actual pumpkin. I was just tracing this out, doing the lines. This was harder than I thought it was going to be, just because I didn't exactly get the lines straight together from the top and the bottom, so they weren't exactly the same all around, but it ended up looking really cool and I was pretty happy with it. But more practice, and practice makes perfect, you know. After outlining the mouth, I just started to fill it in. Then I went in with my fan brush and I just added some highlighter to my cheekbones and then the top of my temples just to add some extra glow. Then I went in with a black eyeshadow just to kind of matte out that face paint because it looked kind of greasy. It didn't really work that well, but it did a little bit. So I just went ahead and did that with a crease brush. And of course, I had to put on some lashes. I'm using my Ardell. I believe these are the Faux Mink ones. I just added these on. You have to have a good lash for a Halloween look. After that, and lastly, I just started to apply orange in those areas of the mouth just to kind of bring in some more orange in there to look more like a pumpkin, you know. And then I also brought this on the tops of my eyebrows as well. I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial. Be sure to leave a comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, please. I would really appreciate that. I will see you all soon, and I hope everyone has a happy Halloween. Bye, everyone.